some roadside assistance.
She was talking to me, Ivan.
Oh, really?
No.
Prove it.
Don't fight over me.
One of the most well-known animated film series produced by Pixar is the Cars series, and that's saying a lot considering the movie created Toy Story, The Incredibles, and other movies. However, the topic at hand right now is Cars, and more specifically whether a fourth film will be released.
Morning, sleeping beauty! Boy, I was wondering when you was gonna wake up.
Take whatever you want.
The Cars movie series is one of Pixar's most well-liked productions. Fans have been eagerly awaiting the fourth installment of the series, which currently consists of 3 films. The third installment of the franchise, Cars, was viewed favorably. It's regarded as an improvement over the second film and explored some darker themes than the first and second Cars films. Several spin-offs were also introduced by the movie Cars, and it includes a large number of short films, video games, and the Planes movie franchise. A third installment of the series, which originally had 2 films in it, was planned, but it was shelved after Disney Studios shut down. Many people anticipated that info about Cars 4 would be released sooner rather than later, after the Cars on the Road series debuted on Disney Plus on September 8, 2022. The problem with Cars 4 hasn't been addressed in a while, though. There hasn't just been little news about Cars 4, there hasn't been any. The most concrete information is still Owen Wilson's remarks made during the Cars 3 press tour, in which he confirmed he would be interested in another entry. Other than that, there's been no news about updates for Cars 4, and the Owen Wilson interview took place in 2017. But after Owen Wilson's hilarious parody of a potential Cars 4 during his October 2021 appearance on Saturday Night Live, there's been renewed hope for a fourth film. Later on, I'll talk more about that skit, but for now, let's just dive in and cover everything fans should know about a potential Cars 4 movie. Fans and critics alike gave all 3 car movies high marks. Over $1.4 billion was made worldwide at the box office by the movies. Even the 2007 Academy Award for Best Animated Feature went to the first Cars. Therefore, it stands a reason that Pixar would want to carry on the popular franchise. Instead of making more installments in their existing franchises, the studios have been lately focusing more and more on making original films. The good news is that some of the actors who starred in Cars have previously stated that a fourth film may be made. Producers Kevin and Andrea previously stated, "As long as there is a good story to tell, it is worth investing. We do love these characters, we love them as much as the public does."
Wait a minute! I knowed you wouldn't leave without saying goodbye.
The abundance of fake or fan-made Cars 4 trailers on websites like TikTok and YouTube may confuse some people. Most of them are simply recut excerpts from earlier movies that have been packaged as brand new ones. And despite our best efforts, this is not a genuine poster for the upcoming film, which is unfortunate. The production of upcoming Cars sequels has not yet been confirmed or denied by the movie's creators. However, we did come across something that might be able to provide us with some release dates for the same. The Pixar movie release schedule for 2023 to 2026 has reportedly been revealed. Even though the majority of the films are labeled as untitled, we can still make educated guesses about when Cars 4 might hit theaters. Given that Pixar is responsible for the Cars series production, there are 3 potential release dates. The first one happens in June 2025, and the other 2 happen in March or June 2026. Whatever the actual release date, one thing is for certain, Cars 4 will take a lot longer to get to theaters. With Cars 3, the franchise returned to a more realistic racing story after a break from the ridiculous spy antics, but audiences still didn't seem to connect with it. The characters at the center of the series may be the source of the issue. Although they have many supporters, Mater and Lightning McQueen are not as well known as some other Pixar characters. The fourth movie might attempt to tell a tale set in this universe but with entirely different characters. If these new characters are well developed, they might give the show new life. Indeed, the movies haven't done much to make the world interesting, but that doesn't mean it can't be done. With the world of Cars, you probably could do a lot of enjoyable things. This issue is that up to this point, movies have only concentrated on one relatively unimportant topic. The key to reviving this franchise may lie in expanding horizons and creating fresh narratives. These movies shouldn't be restricted in any way, and by doing so, Pixar's designers would have more freedom to explore the idea in all of its zany glory.
Dead, he emerged 36 days later, running on a fuel he distilled himself from the natural elements.
The third installment ended with Cruise as Lightning McQueen's protege. Since Lightning McQueen was learning under Doc Hudson's tutelage, the franchise has completely circled back. Given how the third movie ends, it's simple to see where a fourth one might go, and there are a ton of storylines that would undoubtedly delight viewers. McQueen has occasionally alluded to his past, but it has never been thoroughly explored. The movie could be considered a sort of prequel, showcasing McQueen's early years while he was still harboring dreams of becoming a racer. What made him start? Had he changed since then? Were McQueen's victories a factor in his conceit and narcissism? Who is his family? Going back even before the events of the original Cars movie might make for an interesting prequel. The first film begins and ends with melodramatic races, but the core of Cars is McQueen's understanding that sometime life's races need to be experienced slowly. During his time in Radiator Springs, he learns patience and perseverance through performing menial tasks and interacting with cars from various backgrounds.
Oh, I'm not the one who activated it. Would anyone else like to try?
In contrast, the second movie took an action-oriented approach, and the third chapter focused a lot on McQueen's Rocky Balboa-like comeback in the world of professional racing. Instead of concentrating solely on the racing industry and foreign competitors, Cars 4 should take a more relaxed, grounded approach to break up the adrenaline-driven monotony. The fourth movie might continue where the third left off and center on McQueen and Cruise's racing adventures as a brand new team, with McQueen serving as Cruise's mentor. How is Cruise doing in the races? How does McQueen feel about coaching? Do they encounter issues? Does McQueen wish he hadn't become a coach? Will Cruise be able to handle the fame and everything that comes with it? It would only make sense for Lightning McQueen to adopt the mature appearance of a seasoned veteran if Cruz Ramirez takes the center stage in the new Cars movie. The red racing car was typically viewed by viewers as a haughty, silly vehicle. It would be a fascinating new twist in the Cars mythos to see him as a seasoned race car and parent-like figure to Ramirez. One of the main themes of the 2006 movie was the love story between McQueen and Sally, but it hadn't been retold in the same way since the first movie. A fourth film might delve deeper into their romance. Will they marry? Do they have their own little cars? Does McQueen continue to coach Cruz and Sally, or does he retire and travel the world? There's many possibilities for a happily ever after type of conclusion to close the chapter on McQueen and Sally's love story. Sally once worked as a lawyer in Los Angeles, where she claimed to live life in the fast lane. She eventually decided to move away after becoming dissatisfied with her lifestyle, as she revealed to McQueen, and wound up in Radiator Springs. Perhaps by showing viewers how her life used to be, the movie could show how Sally came to dislike the way things were. When did she make the decision to leave that lifestyle, and what initially motivated her to pursue it? Why did she open a motel while remaining in Radiator Springs? What other details about Sally are unknown to viewers but would be crucial to the storyline?
I am at home, and my mama is right here.
Another possibility for a sequel is to create a new protagonist and narrative that will go with them. It wouldn't be a bad idea to add a new character to the franchise, particularly if the Cars series were to continue in the franchise as the Fast and the Furious series has. Depending on the plot, well-known characters like Mater and Lightning McQueen might appear or play supporting roles in the movie. The hilarious SNL skit by Owen should serve as an inspiration for Cars 4 if Pixar needs it. By using several innuendos while providing voice acting for the fake movie, Owen mocked a potential fourth movie. In the scene, Mikey Day and Punky Johnson, playing Pixar executives, are seen directing Owen during the recording session. Even Larry, Owen's co-star, shows up and reads his lines next to Owen. We sincerely hope that this SNL skit will inspire Pixar to work at full speed ahead on Cars 4. We'll see you in the next video.
Excuse me. What are you selling?
Headlights, monsieur, headlights!
What the?